Hey, all you beautiful people, once again, Happy Campers episode 27 on facing adversity and overcoming problems. Here's the quote we're starting off with today. Just as we develop our physical muscles through overcoming opposition, such as lifting weights, we develop our character muscles by overcoming challenges and adversity. The Road Less Traveled, it's one of the books I've had for the Books of the Month before. I'm going to read a little bit here, about 2 paragraphs, and it's going to kick it off and start off perfectly the discussion we're going to have following. What makes life difficult is that the process of confronting and solving problems is a painful one. Problems, depending upon their nature, evoke in us frustration or grief or sadness or loneliness or guilt or regret or anger or fear or anxiety or anguish or despair. These are uncomfortable feelings, often very uncomfortable, often as painful as any kind of physical pain, sometimes equaling the very worst kind of physical pain. Indeed, it is because of the pain that these events or conflicts engender in us that we even call them problems. And since life poses an endless series of problems, life is always difficult and is full of pain as well as joy. Yet it is in this whole process of meeting and solving problems that life has its meaning. Problems are the cutting edge that distinguishes between success and failure. Problems call forth our courage and our wisdom. Indeed, they create our courage and our wisdom. It is only because of problems that we grow mentally and spiritually. When we desire to encourage the growth of the human spirit, we challenge and encourage the human capacity to solve problems, just as in school we deliberately set problems for our children to solve. It is through the pain of confronting and resolving problems that we learn. As Benjamin Franklin said, "Those things that hurt instruct." It is for this reason that wise people learn not to dread, but actually welcome problems, and actually to welcome the pain of problems. I think this is perfect. That was the perfect paragraph to kick this episode off with, because that's what this whole episode is about. Okay, I am not a teacher. I am not a psychology major. I am not a philosophy major. I just enjoy these hobbies and I like to share it with you guys, because you guys, are friends of mine, and you guys are people who are seeking to think of a different way too. All I'm trying to do is provide a way that I've learned that puts a little different spin on everything else. So right, this episode, facing adversity and solving problems, overcoming problems, everyone fears them. They think it's horrible. They despise it. They run away from it. They push it to a side. They mask it, right? By putting on a legitimate mask as they go out into the world and say, "Oh yeah, I'm just fine. I'm okay." Why is that the most common response? "How you doing today?" "Doing just fine," or "I'm doing all right," or "I'm okay." It's like, but are you though? No, you're putting on a mask. You're disguising it. You don't want to discuss it. You don't want to think about it. You just want to mask it. You want to prolong it as long as you can. And, otherwise people mask it with other things: drugs, alcohol, abuse, of all different sorts. So all I try to do is provide a different outlet and a different thought process on how we currently are thinking. That is what philosophy is. Philosophy is literally just, well, it's up to debate, I guess, what philosophy really is. But in my opinion, philosophy is really just challenging the thought processes and the ways of thinking that we currently have. And that's all I'm trying to do. And to provide us better ways of thinking that will lead to long-term happiness. So facing adversity and overcoming problems, again, everyone fears them. They think it's horrible. They don't want to even talk about it. They don't want to think about it. But I say, holy shoot, I think we can spin this into making us happier, into making us better people. So yeah, I've said it in the opener, and I guess it was Ben Franklin's quote, the things that hurt instruct, right? That's why I've talked about it many times before in the episodes, right? Life is a series of ups and downs, hills and valleys, victories and struggles. And in those struggles, in those lows, in those valleys, right? That is where we can grow. And we don't need to fear them no more. I remember talking in episode 23 on handling stress. I welcome stress. That's what they said in the final paragraph of the book I just read, right? The Road Less Traveled. That the people who really want to be strong, the people that really succeed, welcome stresses, welcome the lows, welcome the struggles, welcome the valleys. Because without them, there are no ups. There are no mountains. There are no highs. We need them in order to have that opposition of the good times. We will never ever have the good times if we never experienced the lows, right? You can argue saying like what if all I did was just have good times? All I did was just, life was great, man. I just hung out with friends, partied all the time, just smile, smile, smile. But then your point of reference of what would be good, you would start to lose, right? Just like the factor of getting that new shiny car. You get that new shiny car, you love it for that first month, and then it wears out because you forget what it was like to have a less nice car. You get used to having that nice shiny car, and what that nice shiny car used to be a high, used to be an amazing, now becomes your normal day. So if we welcome the lows, we welcome the struggles, we welcome the valleys in our lives, that's what makes all the highs and everything else, all the good, that's what makes us appreciate those times. Discipline is a basic set of tools required to solve life's problems. We talk often with motivation and discipline, right? Motivation, just like life, comes in waves, ups and downs. But discipline has motivations back when motivation is at its lack. So discipline is important in solving these problems in life, in my opinion, because when you're feeling low, it's your low time, you are going to be so unmotivated. You are not going to want to do anything. You're going to feel sad. You're going to feel down, right? It's Monday. I'm recording this on a Monday. It's Monday, January 6th is when I'm recording this. And I just drove my brother to work. He is starting his job today. So he's a little bit excited about that. But anyway, but what I'm trying to get to is there's a bunch of people getting back to work, right? They've been doing this job for 10 years and it's just, Monday, just had a bunch of holiday breaks and vacation. Now we're back to work. Yay. That's how a lot of people are thinking today. And the motivation is low. But they have to have that discipline to back that. Be like, nope, this is low. If we don't get through this Monday, there's no way I'm going to ever get to Friday or get to the weekends or even Wednesday. If I don't get to this hard Monday, there's no way I'm going to get to that amazing next day, right? You need to go through these hard times. And that discipline is there to have their back. And same with anything else. So like for me, right, working out. If I only worked out when I felt motivated, I would work out 2 days a week, right? And I would look like a fat person. I would be very fat. Yes, the motivation is hardly there, but that discipline has its back and says, no, man, you want to experience those 2 really, really good days when you're like, yes, let's go lifting. I can't wait to lift. Or when I'm on the beach and I'm like, oh yeah, I feel good. Let me take my shirt off. Like, yeah, what's going on, right? When all these good times are going to come. If I didn't have the discipline to get through those bad times, those good times would never come because I would never want to take my shirt off on the beach. I would be a fat, lazy piece, right? I would probably hardly even have less and less days. Those 2 days a week when I want to go to the gym, it would start to go to 1. And then it would go to none because I'd be like, dude, I look horrible. I feel horrible. I haven't been working on myself. I just go to the gym twice a week. I shouldn't even go to the gym at all, right? It'd be the reverse snowball effect. It'd be a reverse trickle effect of lack of motivation. So you need to have that discipline there to back you up. And with those in mind, having discipline back your motivation, problems do not go away. They must be worked through or else they will remain, forever a barrier to the growth and development of the spirit. This inclination to ignore problems is a simple manifestation of the unwillingness to delay gratification. And that brings me to page 31 of the same book, The Road Less Traveled. And I'm going to read a paragraph here. As I just stated, this inclination to ignore problems is once again a simple manifestation of the unwillingness to delay gratification. Confronting problems is, as I have said, painful. And to willingly confront a problem early, before we are forced to confront it by circumstances, means to put aside something pleasant or less painful for something more painful. It is choosing to suffer now in the hope of future gratification rather than choosing to continue present gratification in the hope that future suffering will not be necessary. That is phenomenal. Right? Me and Reed had discussed before on one of the podcasts that, again, life has a bunch of ups and downs. And he actually brought me the thought process that every new down, every new low is a new low. Unless, right, you did not confront the problem, and now that problem is forever a barrier to the growth and development of your spirit. Problems do not go away. You have to hit them, right? We gave this visual of the stock market. The stock market is a bunch of ups and downs, ups and downs. If you looked at it in a micro sense, you looked at it each day, you looked at it at each week, right? It's just a bunch of ups and downs, ups and downs. But if you pulled away on a macro sense and you looked at it at a year chart, a 5-year chart, a 10-year chart, you see a bunch of ups and downs, but it all continues to go up. And that's where my hypothesis comes and my metaphor comes, that each new low is a new low. I don't want to get too into it, but each new support becomes the next resistance, right? Every next resistance becomes a new support, meaning that every time that stock gets to 10 and now it crashes down to $9.50, and next time it's going to go up to 11, what's the stock's new support going to be? It's going to be at 10. That new low is going to be at 10. It's a new low because it's pushed through. And same with you. If you have that same, right? My perfect one is like loneliness. I struggled with it for so long because I didn't do anything about it. I didn't try to seek friendships. I didn't try to get myself more social. And I didn't even try to change my mindset. I just sat in self-pity, sat on that pity potty and just drank, ate, smoke, or whatever it was for years, thinking that was what was going to heal my problems. And I just kept going up and down and up and down, up and down, but at a steady line, at a horizontal line. It was never, trending up over time because I was never getting better. I was never facing that problem head on. And I get it. Like it said there, delaying gratification. Problems are hard. Problems suck. Problems are scary. No one wants to face them head on, right away. But once we get used to saying, no, man, no, I'm gonna do it. The one that I'm facing right now in my life, we talked about it on habits, and I think we talked about it before. Was that's what I do. My masking is drinking. I be alone, man. I'm alone. I'm alone a lot, and I like to be alone. But also, there's times I don't want to be alone, and instead of doing stuff and going out there and getting my loneliness out of me by getting more social, going to social events, whatever it may be, I drink. Back in the day, I used to smoke, right? I eat, whatever it is. And I've been facing that problem that every time I feel that inclination to be lonely and just sit down and watch a movie and drink, because when I'm drunk, it'll mask that loneliness. I go, no, Marsh, we are going to face this problem head on. And whatever I got to do, if it's just calling somebody to FaceTime somebody, or just calling them and talking, or if it's just going to the gym, right? Because I talk to a lot of people at the gym, or just going to the library or a coffee shop, because those are when I'm around people or forced to, be around people, and I like to talk to people there, or even driving 45 minutes to go to my parents' home and be around my parents, be around my sister, et cetera, whatever I have to do. I try to force that problem. I try to force facing that problem now, so I don't just keep drinking and eating. Next thing you know, a month has gone by and all my habits and goals have been shitty, and I'm just way worse than where I was. Or at best I'm at the exact same low, trending at a horizontal line, never getting vertical, because I haven't faced that problem. I'm forcing myself now to face those problems, and then I haven't got there yet, but right? They say the most successful people, the people who really persevere and live a true prosperous life, and strive at high achievements, high excellence. They embrace those problems. They welcome them, and I'm starting to work on that. I'm trying my best to work on that. I want to start to the point like, yeah, let's do this, man. Before I was embracing it by embracing that loneliness, embracing the drink. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna drink. I can't wait because I know this drink will make me so bored and it'll make me so sad about myself. And I can't wait because then it's gonna kick me into a new level. And I'm like, all right, I'm done drinking and I'm done eating shitty food. Let me just start a new habit and start kicking ass again. But every time, all it did was made me fat. I ate a bunch of food, made me feel bad. It hurt my physical goals for looking this certain type of way. I didn't get as much writing as I wanted to get done. I didn't get as much reading as I wanted to get done. I didn't work as much as I wanted to work. I didn't do as well as school as I wanted to get done. Right? So I realized it was actually super detrimental. I'm like, you know what? If I think it's that hard for me to look back at a week and be like, wow, I did nothing. You were a loser this week. All you did was drink. That sucks. This sucks right now that I'm realizing you wasted an entire week. Why can't I just take that pain instead of a week later, take that pain right now? I'm like, oh my God, this sucks. I would way rather, it would be so much easier just to sit down, watch a movie and drink beer and eat food. That's what I would love to do right now. I would love to do that. No, how about we take this problem head on right now and go freaking get up and go do something. Go to the gym, go get social, go write, go read, go do school. Face the problem right now so when a week comes, you go, man, this last week sucked. It was hard. I had no motivation any day. But guess what? I am 10 times better this Monday than I was last Monday because I faced problems every single day, faced them head on, welcomed them, and I overcame them. Right? That's what I'm trying to get to. And I can't wait till that happens. But no problem. Because I'm willing to take the suck and the struggle right now. The problem with adversity is that most people never see it in a positive light. In fact, most see adversity as a sign that the world is out to get them. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. I like that. Here, another quote I have is, you should never view your challenges as a disadvantage. Instead, it's important for you to understand that your experience facing and overcoming adversity is actually one of your biggest advantages. Solving problems allows for growth of character, right? So I like that, that the world is out to get them, but however, this couldn't be further from the truth. Many times we want to blame our circumstances and blame, all these problems that we have in our life and never take control of it because it's easy that way. We want to run away in fear from it. But going back to Ben Franklin's quote, the things that hurt instruct. And whatever religion you believe in, whatever belief you believe in, I know you've heard something like this before. The universe, God, your higher figure, none of those things give you things in life that you can't handle. You do not think you can handle them, but yes, you can. And going back to, when we were reading The Road Less Traveled in the first paragraph ended with, stressing our bodies, right, to grow physically, right? Excuse me, I don't know why I always get so burpy when I'm on here talking, but I hope you guys didn't hear that. I apologize for it anyway. But yes, we throw these oppositions in our lives, right? Lifting and school are great metaphors and examples of facing adversity and overcoming problems. In order to grow physically, you have got to stress your body. You have got to throw new problems and new situations on your body every day in order to tax them in a new way, in order for your body to be like, oh my God, this sucks. Let's grow. And same with school. We give our kids intentional math problems that we know they will struggle in, right? Intentional science problems that we know they will struggle in. But we need to throw those problems in their path in order for them to overcome them. Problems are not meant to be looked at in a scary way. Here's this. Do you think this is this is great? The reason why I personally think that it's not that big of a deal when it's in the gym, right? The problems, right? It's not that big of a deal at school because there are people who have gone through who have put themselves through the same physical pain and come out a friggin' rock star. And there's been the same physical pain. Everyone has gone through school and put the same mental pain on us, the same mental struggle, because school is hard, right? They're putting new problems in front of us, but everyone has persevered, right? Everyone graduates somehow. They graduate from school, associates, bachelors, masters, whatever. We've seen there's a track history of people going through physical pains in sports or whatever and come out a new physical being, new physical specimen. And we've seen there's a track record of many people going through school and facing the pains and adversities and problems of school and persevering through them. But there is not a deep track record. There are plenty of people, but there are not a deep or vast track record of people who've solved the problems of life. That's why we all fear them the most. That's why, if somebody's fearing the problem in school, you go, oh, shut up, you'll get over it. You figure it out. Sit down and figure it out. But no one tells us that in life. They just go, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is tough. It is struggled. I don't know what we can do. I don't know what you should do. I honestly don't know. I've been facing the same problems you have, or I honestly don't know advice to give you, because they haven't gone through it themselves. They felt that pain, but they don't care to persevere through it because they don't know there is a way through it. They don't know there's a better way to get through it. They don't know there is a different side and a whole different person waiting for them to be by just solving the problems of life, solving the adversity of life. And hey, I'm not a teacher. I'm not any better than you. I've been listening to people who talk this different way, and I like to mix it up and write it in my own way and share it with you, because hopefully you can share it with somebody else you love. And first off, take it for yourself and change your life. And then, because it's changed my life. The stuff I've learned from external sources and external people have changed my life. So I'm so passionate about it, so happy about it. So I like to share it with you guys. So hopefully you can take it, learn something for yourself, advance your life, and then advance the people around you, and just keep that trickle factor happening. But just every time, that's what I'm trying to do now, right? Because I'm getting the same way, man. I'm not super strong. I'm not super mentally hardened, right? I face all these. I'm human too. I face all these problems and give up many times of the problems in life, just as you do. I used to give up a lot in school too. I mean, it's just too hard. Even though I know there are thousands and millions of people who have gone through the exact same school problems and worked through it, I was too weak saying it's for them, it's not for me. I can't do that. But little did I know that if I would have went through that, which I'm starting to do now in school, because I'm really starting to embrace the suck of school. I'm really starting to embrace the 3 hours of homework a night or whatever it is. I'm starting to love that stuff because I know, and I've seen it already, it's made me a better person every single day, every single week, every single month, every single semester. So I'm starting to embrace those problems of pain, and I've been embracing those problems in the gym for years. I love it. Oh, this week, we gotta go 10 pounds heavier on squats and add an extra rep. Let's do it. Let's freaking do it. Because I know the only thing that's gonna do to me is make my legs bigger, make my mind stronger, make me feel happier, etc. I'm gonna advance, and I cannot wait to advance. That's all I want to do in the gym is advance and get better and better and better. We have to develop those mindsets in all of the aspects in our lives. And gym was the first one there for me. School was not there for me until about a year ago. And I was in school, right? Forever, right? Been in school for 19 years. Not 19 years, it gets it sick, right? I've been in school for 12 years, 13, 14 years. And I just got to it now within the last year. I ain't no better than you. I was a late bloomer on that. Right? I'm a little bit of a late bloomer on some aspects in life. Discipline and work ethic and habit, I was not a late bloomer on that. I've had that, honestly, way before I even had lifting. But being social, not reaching for vices, not masking pains, I'm a little bit of a late bloomer on that. And I don't want to be that late bloomer no more. I want to start solving those problems and facing those adversities head on. Because I know if you do, it's a growth of character, and waiting on the other side of those things is a whole different person. A person so much better than you can even imagine you could even be. Again, they're thrown in our direction for us to handle and grow. They are thrown in our direction for us to handle and grow. Every low is a new low unless you haven't faced old problems yet and worked through them. Then it's just a circle. Every time you get to the bottom of that circle, it's the same circle. It's a circles loop. You need to start making these ups and downs, hills and valleys, victories and struggles. Don't be having the same struggles over and over again, because if you do, that means there's something you're missing. There's a problem you have not faced yet. We need to backtrack, reflect, and think, okay, why do I keep hitting the same struggle? Why do I keep hitting the same low, right? For me, why do I keep drinking? Why do I keep smoking back in the day? Why do I always sit around and watch movies and not reach out to people? Why? Why am I doing this exact same thing, feeling this exact same way, even though I've grown in so many other aspects of my life? I do this exact same thing for the last 3 or 4 years. Why, Marsh? What is going on? Had to look myself in the mirror and give myself a serious discussion, be like, what is it, bro? And I tried to figure it out, and I have. And now I'm trying to work through it. I'm enjoying working through it. Just as death and taxes are an unavoidable part of life, so is adversity. In fact, life is full of ups and downs, victories and struggles, and huge momentum shifts. This is just how life is, and adversity is a big part of that experience. It's a part of the experience that many of us would ideally like to fast forward. However, adversity doesn't need to be a negative experience. In fact, dealing with adversity can become a very positive and nourishing experience that can lead to massive growth and development. Abso-friggin-lutely. The metaphor that I'm going to go back for every single time is school and lifting, right? So for me, in lifting, I've gotten to the point, right? I've been doing it for 7 years now. I got to the point, it was pretty quick for me because I loved it, that I embrace it. I cannot wait to put on more weight. I cannot wait to do more reps or increase my intensity, increase my volume. Bring it on, suckers. I love it. Put my music in, get my caffeine going, get my aggression out for the day. I cannot wait. I enjoy it so much. Same with school now. I'm not there yet. I had plenty of procrastination days this last semester. This new semester's coming up, and I cannot wait for it to kick off because I'm ready to embrace it. I'm ready to make even a better student of Marshal than I was last semester. But I cannot wait to put more stress on my back, to put more problems on my back, to put more circumstances that I do not understand about health, right? Because that's the major I'm in. I want to learn more health problems that I've never heard of before, and I do not know the answers to at all, because I know if I put them on my back and I face them with this attitude of positivity and discipline, at the end of the week, the end of the month, at the end of the semester, I will be a much better student, and I will know so much more about health at the beginning of May than I did in the beginning and the middle of January when the semester started. I cannot wait. You have to embrace. We have to embrace. I have to embrace putting those weights of life on your back, because within doing so, you will be a bigger person, right? Think about this. Think about having those weight vests. Those weight vests, there's incremental weight vests that can go from like 5 pounds to 40 pounds. And you start wearing that vest with 5 pounds. And every day you slowly put on or every once in a while you slowly put another pound. And at the end of this time, you had the weight vest of 40 pounds. And this whole time you were wearing this thing to work, to sleep, to go on your walks, to eating, to sleep, whatever it is, watching TV, it always was on you. But at the end of this time, as you slowly increase from 5 to 40 pounds put on you, you got to take it off. Holy moly. You would be like, this is easy. This is so easy. This is amazing. Literally, this is so easy. I am 40 pounds less right now than I've been for the last whole entire month, right? I've taken off all these struggles and pains of life. I've taken them off because I've earned to take them off, because I've solved them. I've confronted them, and I've overcame them. You feel light as a feather. You would feel amazing. You'd be like, oh my God, this was so worth it. This new perspective I have is just amazing. This person I have become is an idol of mine. I've idolized people like this, and now I am this. Heck, let me idolize somebody even better than me. Let me make a new goal. Let me set up a new problem, a new circumstances, for a new goal or achievement, a new accolade for me to achieve. Let's do this. Let's start all over again. And bada bing, bada boom, there you would be. Another quote I have is, by overcoming difficulties, we gain strength and maturity. We all have obstacles. The feeling of satisfaction comes by overcoming something. One who gains strength by overcoming obstacles possesses the only strength which can overcome adversity. Going back to that, you develop your character and your strength and your will and your discipline and your determination and your grit so much by overcoming problems. That's the only way you overcome. That's the only way you grow within those sectors. Grit, determination, discipline, motivation, willpower. You only overcome and grow and build strength in those subjects if you decide and embrace pain and suffering and lows and adversity and problems. Just as the person who grows the most in the gym is the one who is willing to put the most amount of weight on his back, do the highest amount of intensity, do the highest amount of volume, and tax his body the most. He is the one who's going to grow the most. Same with the people who are the smartest, right? Same with the people who do the best in school. The people who do the best in school are the ones who are willing to skip those Friday night, Saturday night things, skip those after school things, and put the most amount of problems, the most amount of new situations, the most amount of learnings and new information on their backs. Those are the people who are going to grow mentally and become the smartest people. Those are the ones with 4 etc., the 5.0s, and getting the scholarships to be to scholarships in college or whatnot. The people who are willing to put the most on their backs are the ones who are are going to grow the most in whatever subject, whatever sector that is. So quickly sum up here, ways through adversity, ways through solving problems, things that I found for me is acknowledging it and embracing it. This freaking sucks. This sucks. I feel lonely, right? I don't want to feel lonely like this no more. Let me go out. Let me embrace it. Shoot, this sucks. These problems are hard. This is going to take a lot of work. This sucks. Build a positive team around you. I can't imagine the next episode I'm having, episode 28, is actually on the environment of one's, the surrounding support groups of one's social circle, the importance of one environment. That's what the next episode is on. So I brought this up in many episodes, but building a positive, strong support system around you. We do almost everything in our lives to the people around us, right? We love the people around us. They mean almost everything to us. So having the right ones around you, key. Focus on the positives. Make it a positive. Make it a positive. Make now the suffering and the suck a positive, because the person that you are going to be at the end of this journey. At the end of this new problems, at the end of this new road of adversity, you are going to become a person you've always wanted to become. Just, you have to believe that he's going to be there, and you have to trust the process of so. Clear your mind and focus. Exercise, go out in nature, relax, breathe, whatever it is. Just focus, calm yourself down. Again, trust the journey, trust the path of overcoming problems, because you know where it's going to take you, and you cannot wait to be there. Celebrate your small wins. We talked about this a little bit on habits. Celebrate those small wins. So you're struggling. You just started your semester. You're struggling in school. School's tough. Celebrate every time you get a new problem. Yes, you don't have to get out and go get drunk. Just hey man, heck yeah, good for me, man. Pat yourself on the back, smile for it. You don't have to even do anything. You don't have to go watch TV. Just heck yeah, man, good for you. Acknowledge it. Pat yourself on the back. Even more, if you worked a whole 6 hours in the library, go home and watch a good movie. Make a nice bag of popcorn, sit back and watch a good movie. Maybe have some friends over and have a nice discussion. Whatever you want to do, man. Just kick it back. Celebrate the small wins. And then use confident language. Again, this goes back to trusting the process. Trust it. Trust it. If you know where you want to be, and you now realize that this is who you're going to be. If I go to the gym and I stack on 10 more pounds and do an extra rep than I did last week, by the time next week rolls around, I will be way stronger than I was now. And I want to be that stronger person. So I'm going to trust the process. It's going to hurt. These extra 10 pounds and extra rep is going to hurt. It's going to suck. It's hard. It's going to break me. It might, it's going to snap my back. But within doing so, right? Not snapping your back, but within doing so, putting these problems on my back, putting this legitimate weight on my back, I am going to be a bigger, stronger person now than I was this week and the week before. So use confident language. Understand, I got this. I am going to rock these problems. These problems ain't nothing compared to me. I'm a boss. Just as we develop our physical muscles through overcoming opposition, such as lifting weights, we develop our character muscles by overcoming challenges and adversity. Character muscles, discipline, determination, motivation, willpower, grit, grind, work ethic. We need to challenge them. We need to throw problems and adversity in their way in order for us to grow and for order for us to become a new person. That's what we talked about this episode of Happy Campers on facing adversity and overcoming problems. Episode 27. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys got some out of it, and I hope you're going to throw challenges in your way so you can grow, and I hope you're going to face them and embrace them with a new smile and positive attitude, because you know the person on the other end of this journey is going to be someone you've always idolized and someone you've always wanted to be. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Happy Campers, episode 27 on facing adversity and problems. And like always, guys, until next time, take care, my friends.